Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, so today we're going on a truly fascinating journey. We're making this massive leap from simply being users of artificial intelligence to becoming actual creators. I mean, it's wild to think that just a year ago, building and customizing an AI required a dedicated engineering team and millions of dollars in compute. But today, you can literally do it from your desk. So if you've ever wondered what it takes to pull back the curtain and take control of the technology that's reshaping our world, you are exactly in the right place. Can we make our own Gemini AI? That is the exact, super ambitious question asked directly by a student during day 5 of a really fascinating 30-day challenge hosted by creator Raul the Rockstar. And it perfectly validates that burning desire so many of us have right now. We don't just want to chat with these systems anymore, we want to build them. And the short answer to that amazing question? Definitely. You absolutely can make your own ChatGPT or Gemini. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, the 30-day challenge. Number 2, mastering the AI fundamentals. Number 3, training your AI locally. And finally, number 4, building without high-end hardware. Part 1, the 30-day AI challenge. To really get a grasp on how to build your own system, we're actually looking at the exact syllabus from a live interactive course. The source material we're analyzing today comes from a pivotal live Q&A session happening right on day 5 of this 30-day journey. And the core thesis of this entire challenge, and honestly, the huge mindset shift we're exploring today, is that this isn't just about handing you a list of cool AI apps for studying or, writing faster emails. If you want that, those resources are out there for sure. But this explainer, it's about creating your own. It's about really understanding the complex behind-the-scenes mechanics so that you hold the keys to the technology yourself. Part 2, mastering the AI fundamentals. Now, before we get our hands dirty with the creation process, it is absolutely vital to understand the evolution of the underlying technology. In the challenge, they start with the foundational mechanics of machine learning and deep learning, scaling right up to how neural networks, specifically large language models and recurrent neural networks, actually process parameters. Understanding this entire map, from the narrow AI we use today, all the way to theoretical artificial general intelligence, plus the risks like ethics, bias, and deepfakes, well, that's the prerequisite for firing up your own local model. You just have to know how the architecture evolved to effectively manipulate it. All right, let's slow things down just a bit for part 3, training your AI locally. This is where we transition from theory to the incredible reality of actually running and training complex models locally. To do this, you leverage something called fine-tuning. Basically, instead of pre-training a massive foundation model from scratch, which, let's be real, requires giant compute clusters and very deep pockets, you take an open-source model that already possesses general reasoning capabilities. Fine-tuning just allows you to tweak the pre-trained weights of that model using your own highly curated dataset. By adjusting those specific parameters, the model adopts a specific persona or task expertise. It essentially becomes uniquely yours, and you didn't even have to reinvent the wheel to do it. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the second vital concept, RAG, or Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Let's say your local AI is incredibly capable, but it firmly believes the year is still 2021. Well, RAG solves this memory gap. It works by querying a vector database of your own custom documents, retrieving relevant information on the fly, and then injecting that specific context directly into the prompt alongside the user's query. So, by combining the customized weights from fine-tuning with the dynamic knowledge retrieval of RAG, boom, you empower a local AI to become an absolute powerhouse of specialized, up-to-date knowledge. Which brings us to part 4, building without high-end hardware. The technical barrier to entry has traditionally been the scariest part of this entire space. You might be sitting there thinking, do I need a $10,000 machine to pull this off? Well, during the live Q&A, a student asked a very practical question about doing all of this over the phone. Here's the reality. If you're trying to train an AI natively, meaning the actual processing is happening directly on your device's chips, doing it on a phone is a complete non-starter. Trying to run a massive LLM natively on a smartphone would probably melt the processor and drain your battery in about 30 seconds. So a dedicated laptop or a computer, that is going to be your ideal hardware for native local training. But hey, if you don't have a high-end desktop, you are definitely not locked out of the AI revolution. The creator highlighted an absolutely brilliant workaround. You literally just open a browser on your phone or on a basic computer and navigate over to Google Colab. Through Colab, you can train your AI model entirely online.
The reason this works so seamlessly is that you're essentially renting powerful cloud GPUs to handle all the heavy lifting of adjusting model weights and processing data, while still maintaining that granular local style control right inside your browser. It completely bypasses whatever local hardware limitations you might have.
And I think this brilliantly illustrates the entire heart of this journey. As Raul the Rockstar perfectly summarized it in the session, the aim of this course is to teach you how AI works, the behind the scenes, really being able to create your own AI. That just hits the nail on the head. It's about empowerment. It's about removing the mystery from adjusting weights, building vector databases, and local training, and handing those tools directly to you, regardless of what hardware you're holding in your hand.
The barrier to entry has essentially vanished. The fundamental technical knowledge is out there for the taking. Advanced local training techniques like fine-tuning and RAG are highly accessible. And browser-based tools mean your personal hardware is no longer an excuse. You have the actionable blueprint to transition from a consumer to a builder. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Now that you know the tools are sitting right at your fingertips, what kind of AI are you going to build?